Hey, well, happy Saturday, Smite fans, and welcome in to Week 7 of the SPL, a week where already yesterday we saw some fireworks and aggro what could be the closest knit iteration of the Smite Pro League yet.
It has to be. There's no way that any other league has been this close, because now, for a while, it was 7 teams that could all take a game off one another with Obey lagging behind. Now It's 8 teams that can all win or lose on any given day.
Well, it's Renegades versus eUnited. It's game 1, and we've got Finch and Gore on the call.
It goes into what we were saying earlier, where late game, especially with healers, you're just going to feel better about it. Now that he's finished that Brawlers, he might be more active.
This could be trouble for Variety. There's a big gank coming. It's not just that Lasbra's here, but Venenu on the way too. They even used the ultimate from Barracuda to make it happen, so Lasbra blinks in to cut off the path, but it can be so hard to lock down King Arthur, especially when Snoopy can suddenly show up. That forces the destruction out from Lasbra to buy some time, but they're getting some backup from Scream, who rotates into the backside. First blood for eUnited as they punish SOT and the long-time die from the Renegades.
It's a huge one for Renegades to maybe get some more pressure on that left-hand side.
Well, both our solo laners are here, so you can expect a fight, and Scream takes a ton of damage early. Can't even escape. That's big for Venenu to find that kill. They want to get right into the thick of it, but Lasbra's low procs that destruction and uses it to get back out of there. Awesome. Jake even ults back in. So despite all these low HP bars, no more kills. I say that until Lasbra falls to Genetics, and SOT won't be denied. He's in the back line finding more. A 2-for-1 so far favoring Renegades, and they might be able to find more. Genetics goes down as well, and they're still not slowing down here, Core Miser. SOT is stepping on the gas, and maybe now they can collapse onto Variety.
And you see some of that anti-heal playing a huge role here. Herwin just isn't able to hit as hard as he wants, and that's 2 more kills.
How do they find a kill in there? Somehow, Herwin is able to at least get one of the Barracuda, but a 4-for-2 overall, favoring the Renegades in that battle. Good ultimate from Barracuda might have scared them. Now Genetics being locked down too, but a good cleanse from Herwin allows the disengage, but Renegades pick the Fury back up and are able to find the objective.
And now Genetics is just trying to look for anything to bring this one back, and they're looking like they're going to go into the air. Jake wants to keep going.
That's right, he's going to use To the Skies to provide some shielding to help out the team. Lasbra will be the bait, is able to reposition quite nicely, so maybe they can lock down Variety on the left-hand side, but the King Arthur 2 slippery Scream comes back in and pays for it. Good lockdown from Awesome Jake, and Barracuda is able to find the kill. Now Variety, seeing the low health bars, wants to move back in, but great spacing from Renegades make it tough. Genetics comes back in as well, and maybe Variety can now find the cleanup he wanted. Herwin gets one too. Genetics adds one on to the kill feed, and suddenly eUnited have found a 3-for-2, and if Herwin can get this kill into Jake, he can make it even worse.
It's going to be a big one, not only there, but there's still Genetics chasing down Solar Troll. Now, level 14 versus level 17, and 2 Guardians, not necessarily going to be the end-all, be-all of the game, but I think Solar Troll being forced this far away opens up exactly the rotation, for eUnited there, to the Pyromancer, maybe even the Fire Giant. They have Hell healing. They can potentially keep that up. They just have to hope Genetics doesn't die in the process.
This feels risky for him, but the DPS is there. They're starting to burn it, and now they're transferring it back over to Snoopy to let him take the damage. And with this little bit of health they have, I mean, I think they should be able to do it. There is no one from Renegades on the way. Once Scream is here, he can take some of that aggro if even needed. But I think they balanced this well, but they got to be careful. SOT is close. SOT blinking in. Renegades able to take it away at the last minute with eUnited doing all that work. A heartbreaker for them that they couldn't burn it faster. What a game it's been, though, Gorbizer, at this point. We had the beginning of the game with almost no action, but then all of a sudden you have this pacing, and this is a look back at how this Fire Giant gets stolen. Just great timing from SOT to be able to blink in and close that gap, but all of a sudden now there's so much action. Scream getting aggressive, but Lasbra still has the destruction. That's the turnaround play, and suddenly everything is coming up Renegades. That felt a bit like maybe even frustration from Scream trying to force that kill, and now look at the left lane. That's a tier 2 tower for the Renegades. eUnited started to crumble here, I think, Gormizer. They don't know how to respond. It's crazy, though. Renegades are the one with the lead, and yet eUnited were the ones in position around this Fury first. The Oni Fury. What a critical Fury to be spawning at this point, too. Certainly the most valuable of the 3, I would argue, at this current game state. So this is going to be a pretty big battle, not just in terms of can Renegades hold on to the momentum, but this could be enough for a big final push from them if they're able to grab the lead. And they've got the Oni Fury low already. Renegades destroy it, and so eUnited step on the gas. This might be their last close fight of the game, so they feel like they have to take it now, but Awesome Jake re-engaged with the ultimate. Barracuda gets away from Variety in the backline, and SOT controls everyone with the big ultimate. He does end up losing his life for it, but he's put his team into a decent spot where they've traded 1-for-1 solo for solo. Genetics falls as well as Venenu able to lock him down. Now Irwin low, and Lasbra on the long time gank finds the two-man stun, but ends up getting killed by Scream. He shuts him down before the reset can come through, and Awesome Jake gets the return. It's 3 for 2 in favor of Renegades.
And that was a huge engagement, but a big ending kill there to get rid of Lasbra. It's still chasing down Venenu now. They want more, but Scream, he bit off more than he could chew.
Yeah, it's a miscalculation there from Scream. They really want this kill to Venenu, and Snoopy is able to do it. He's got so much damage on this Chernobog, but Barracuda, my man who likes to stand tall in these situations, is on his way. The blink in from Awesome Jake, the dash to close the gap. They want this kill in Snoopy. Stun. There is the stun. There's the lockdown and the deicide as Renegade's able to come out on top, though not as cleanly as I think they would have liked.
Because if Lasbra gets into your backline and you can't just burst him down all the way to 0, Venenu's going to keep him alive longer than you would like.
Well, Renegades want their second Fire Giant of the game, and they're going to actually try to earn this one. Genetics is getting popped right now, has to find the disengage. The ultimate there is going to be enough as Lasbra secures the kill. Now Variety is stepping in. They got to make sure they don't walk in one by one to their death. So good work by eUnited. They fall back and reset, and Renegades have to drop the Fire Giant as well. So eUnited can definitely still fight this.
Especially in a 4v5, it's maybe not the easiest, and Jake is looking for the re-engage. If they get rid of Variety here, then Renegades might just give themselves a Fire Giant.
They've made it all the way in between and kind of fractured this fight. Whirlwind and Scream are now off to the side, and that's who they're going to make their target. Scream not getting the cleanse there in time, does get the turnaround kill somehow amongst all of that, but will end up losing his life anyway. So now the re-engage. In comes Snoopy along with the rest of the squad, but there's only 3 trying to defend up against the might of Renegades at this point. What a seesaw. What a tightrope walk this game has been as Variety walks in. And if you all were wondering about the back-off damage, well, there it is as Venenu pops him.
Yeah, still does a lot, as it turns out. You don't even have to be there with them. Soul Reaver, as well as that Rada Tahuti, you just have so much magical power as Venenu that your heals are going to be popping off, but it still means your damage can go, especially when you're linked to Solar Troll and he just goes in like this.
It's another bait, gets the beads out from just about everyone, and Jake, as soon as it locks down, has the lockdown. Snoopy will end up falling. Genetics and Herwin have to fully retreat at this point, and now it's Venenu's turn to provide all that sustained, heal everybody back up so they can do this Fire Giant one more time. And look at Herwin and Genetics. They're forced to come back in and try and find some way to contest, but Renegades certainly know it. Renegades happy to just take the fight if they come in too sloppily. It's SOT and Venenu, they're out there front, and Genetics is taking too much damage. Venenu's starting to rip through everyone that comes his way. That's the Fire Giant now for Renegades as they're looking to put a seal on this first game.
The fact that your Kali at level 20, almost full build, is not outshining your solo laner is just huge for Solar Troll, especially because he just keeps doing this. He runs back there, and what's Herwin going to do? You can't fight him. You can't do anything.
Scream got to the backline, but he couldn't do enough damage there, Gore. It was a good call out from Lasbra to make sure everyone was aware, and SOT has found 2 members and brought them back into Barracuda's awaiting arms. That's 2 more in favor of Renegades, and Awesome Jake wants to keep up this pressure. They'll use the ultimate to reposition towards the left side, but they want to do the full-on dive. He goes right to the back, forces out the ultimate for eUnited. Now the Titan is under siege, down to half health, down to a quarter, and eUnited cannot keep it standing. It's Renegades that are going to come through and strike first.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun to see how all of these new picks pan out. Renegades versus eUnited, game number 2. Let's kick it off.
And establish some pressure over here in the long lane, too. So I don't mind this start from Awesome Jake really at all. It is going to delay him, obviously, but this could potentially be the punish. Now that Lasbra's lurking on this side of the map, but if Genetics gets caught out just like this, then he'll be in trouble. What a great just sequence. I love the way Renegades played that whole first 2 minutes, and it culminates in that kill.
Absolutely go to a death to try and defend that, potentially just to ward them away. Alpha Harpy, I don't know if you commit that hard.
Lasbra's now on the solo side of the map as well. He's all over the place here this early game, and he's very nearly securing a kill for them. Variety is able to escape and start getting a little bit into healing, but Venenu is rotating over too. Renegade starting to stretch the map in game number 2, and so far, eUnited have not been able to keep up. How does Lasbra go from left side early gank there at the 2-minute mark to this short side gank now at the 3-minute mark? Just great work from him.
The aggression maybe not going to pay off for him. The one thing about Fields of Love is a sprint helps shut it down, but if you don't have that available, then you can't do much with it.
It's another solo side gank, it's another kill, but Scream is here to try and even the score. Can't block those cone autos, but now that he's back just the basic attack range, maybe they can. Scream eats a minion trying to close this gap onto Lasbra on 16 HP, but a great stun from SOT should be enough to get him back out of there. Meanwhile, Herwin has his beads forced out in mid. Awesome Jake, still level 3, by the way, able to survive, and Lasbra is still here for some reason. Hello?
And he's gonna throw the pin in. He's even risking himself to try and get this kill onto Scream, and they're looking to chase him down. They might be able to turn this around, especially with that turtle shield.
Can't find the knock up there as Awesome Jake gets the kill onto Herwind elsewhere. Now the variety's here. There's plenty of turnaround potential. Barracuda falls a little bit too late on that ultimate to get there from Barracuda, as it's a tightrope all across the map here for Renegades. But now 4 for 1 is the overall kill ratio, and Renegades clearly looking to be more active this time.
Those are the big plays early on to make sure that the late game doesn't open up for eUnited, and that Renegades can cultivate that 1,000 gold lead into something bigger.
I like the timing on this Pyromancer, and they'll get a kill onto Genetics off the back of it. They knew Scream had backed in right, and they knew the red buff was up, so a couple members would be there. So they get the kill into Genetics, but can they escape on the backside? Variety has grabbed Lasbra, putting out good damage as well, but SOT has hunted down Herwin in the back line, and Variety is struggling in the 1v3. I said struggling, but he's able to find a kill. Scream gets SOT as well, and Variety is still pushing here on the backside. So eUnited answer back, even with good timing from Renegades. They weren't able to get things cleanly enough. There's the Fields of Love from Barracuda as he rushes his way into the fight, but has to fall back. Not a bad response from Renegades, but Snoopy wants to get aggressive. Look at this presence on the left side from eUnited. They're burning the Gold Fury down as well. Lasper is nearby, but I don't know if he's going to make it in time. The Gold Fury's low. The pin comes through. Renegades steal another objective from eUnited's hands. They've got to do something to improve this objective secure core.
And I don't know what to do. I mean, zone, I guess, is step number 1. Lasbra just walks up to him. Solar Troll just walked up to him. They just keep walking right into eUnited. For SOT, that might be, well, too much right now.
Yeah, Scream is just chomping down on him right now. He had a ton of time to essentially free cast in the back. Now Venenu in trouble as well. That's a bit of a miscommunication, I feel like, from the Renegades there. SOT goes way too far kind of on his own. Venenu was there, yeah, but I don't think you just let Scream free cast on you, but it's the same situation for Lasbra, who catches Scream out near his own back harpies, Lasbra's own back harpies, I mean, and is able to find the return kill.
And this, it's just blowing my mind because, you know, I recognize these teams are close. I mean, you got 6th, 7th in the standings when it comes down to it. But what we saw out of them last week kind of led me to believe that eUnited was going to have a pretty decently iron grip, and now Variety is going to be able to go in. He has the heal still coming off. He might get a kill.
Well, Lasbra is indeed able to get it even while missing that ultimate. A well-timed blink there from Variety to allow him to escape. And now Awesome Jake steps on the gas. Herwin gets locked down. There is the Thunder Crash to get close. The Tycho Drums ends up missing those last 2. And Herwin gets the turnaround polymorph. But luckily, Venenu had such a tremendous advantage in that fight. He was still able to get the kill. They forced Genetics to use his ultimate as well, as he has disengage on the right. Renegades are once again applying pressure everywhere. Without a big advantage, these teams aren't ready for FG. They're going to force this fight onto Snoopy. They get the beads out from him underneath the tier 1 tower. He responds calmly, takes to the sky, but can't make it in time. Barracuda pops him before the ultimate can go off. Awesome Jake now with it to the skies will allow the team to reposition, but Venenu and Solar Troll have already picked off Scream, and now the whole posse is here for this next fight up against Variety near the Gold Fury. They zone Herwin out so they can have a 3v1 in the backside of the fight, and they're still diving Herwin underneath the tier 2. Argus will come down to try and provide some help for him. Somehow Herwin is still alive. They get the turnaround kill into SOT. That's huge.
I mean, just huge juke shoes dancing around, but Lasbra looking for the kill still. Gonna get stunned out and locked down.
Yeah, they can't kill him somehow. That's good peel from Awesome Jake. That's going to buy them time. Even going to find a turnaround kill into Variety. That's a big play to turn this fight back around. But how could you not be thinking about Tyler, my man Herwin, at this point, with the plays that he's making underneath that tier 2 tower?
Tops off, along with Lasbra having his own self-heal, allows him to get aggressive and keep taking fights like this.
That's a ton of burst damage onto Jake. He wasn't expecting it, and neither was I. What a turnaround from eUnited after the stun that landed onto Variety. Actually looked good for Renegades. So Renegades now, without Jake, have to fully disengage, but eUnited not going to let him do it for free. Scream diving onto Lasper, so Venenu provides some peel with the ultimate. That's a double kill from the Tycho Drums. What a turnaround play from Venenu, who's having a set to try and remember here right now. Barracuda gets the kill onto Snoopy, and SOT still has the control, so Lasper could find it. They may have lost Awesome Jake early on, but that's the turnaround that Renegades needed on the backside of the Phoenix, but the damage is coming out consistently, and eUnited still haven't stepped forward on the gas. Argus is already out at this point too, and Renegades get the left side Phoenix for free, but look at Snoopy over in right. Slowly he's been trading out his own Phoenix, and Renegades can't find the back to stop this. Snoopy's just gonna get it.
Yeah, you're going to need to find at least a second Phoenix to make this worthwhile for you. Losing that one in right, trading one for one, it's going to be a big deal for eUnited. The avenue to the Titan's open, but Genetics is gone.
Yeah, Genetics falls early on. Snoopy is going to rejoin the fight, but the Fields of Love locks Variety down and seals his fate. They'll grab the mid-Phoenix as well. You said they needed 2 to make it worth it, but what about finding some kills on the backside as well? Renegades now with a stranglehold, not just on this game, but potentially on the set up against eUnited. Scream goes to the backline and brings Venenu low. That could have been the end, but Scream brings it back from the abyss. Lasper gets the kill onto Snoopy as well. With 4 members strong, Renegades still have end potential as the Titan falls down to half HP. Argus, though, lands on the Barracuda and smacks him, but it's not enough. Renegades take the set 2-0 over eUnited.